What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I do have to go ahead and apologize. I am still a tad bit sick, so my voice might sound a little rough here or there. I'm going to try to edit it as much as I possibly can, and these commentaries when I'm sick take a very long time to record, so of course, if you guys are enjoying this video, subscribe, hit that bell, leave a like, all that good stuff. You guys know the usuals. But I do want to dive deep into a topic revolving Activision because things are actually changing, surprisingly, for the community. For a long time here, throughout all these Call of Duty experiences, we talk the talk, but a lot of the time, the community does not walk the walk. Nobody ever wants to branch out and play any different games. I mean, even when XDefiant dropped, nobody wanted to try out the alternative, There's some who gave it a go and didn't enjoy it, which is great. But there is a massive load of people who didn't even bother playing one match of XDefiant. Yet they will still bash Call of Duty day in, day out, saying how it's horrible. But funny enough, they won't try any other alternatives. But this year in particular, it's wild to me. But I really do think that Activision has reached their breaking point with the community, where we have finally just simply had enough. I've been going ahead and following this franchise for ages now. I mean, ever since Modern Warfare 2019, and everybody was getting furious with how the multiplayer experience was getting so intertwined with Warzone, to the point where all of the aspects of multiplayer were basically combined with Warzone, which severely took away from the 6v6 vibes. I mean, Black Ops Cold War, you guys remember the skill-based matchmaking, problem, where we're all complaining about matchmaking, and at that point in time, pretty much all the content creators, well, not all the content creators, I would say more of the ranty styled content creators, we all kind of got together and tried to form some type of strike, where people are going to leave the game because of how bad the matchmaking system was. We couldn't even put a dent into the amount of players with Black Ops Cold War. Like, am I right or am I wrong? Vanguard, probably the most controversial Call of Duty game, still couldn't put a dent, right? Modern Warfare 2 2022, that is finally when we started to see a big backlash, which is sad because Modern Warfare 3 followed right afterwards, which was a phenomenal Call of Duty game. And I feel like Modern Warfare 3 has got so much unnecessary hate because of the fact that, it came right when the Call of Duty community started to put their foot down. And here we are with Black Ops 6. And again, I have to make this very clear. I don't think Black Ops 6 is a bad game whatsoever. Yes, there are a lot of things that are rough with it, including the map design. But when it comes down to the gunplay and the movement, I think Treyarch was pointing in the right direction. They just, they missed the spot with a lot of other things. But at the same time, we still have the same problems that Activision refused to change. And that right there is going to be an issue moving forward because it doesn't matter what development team does what, or if they even want to make the best Call of Duty game known to mankind. If Activision refuses to fix the things that need to be fixed, players are going to begin dropping. Things like the servers, the anti-cheat, skill-based matchmaking, things that are completely out of the developer's hands. If those aren't resolved, then the developers are never going to have a fair shake at things. I mean, that was one of the main reasons why Modern Warfare 3 got so much crap, right? I remember in all my videos for Modern Warfare 3, I always had to put a little disclaimer in the beginning of my videos saying, well, it's still skill-based matchmaking and it's still a problem, but this is great and that is fun. I enjoyed the hell out of Modern Warfare 3, but the whole year it got absolutely obliterated because of, as we all know, skill-based matchmaking. It doesn't matter what a development team does, as long as Activision holds on to what they're trying to hold on to, people are going to start noticing more and more, and they're going to start dropping away. And as you can see right here, ladies and gentlemen, it is starting to form and begin. Charlie Intel put out a tweet saying Call of Duty on Steam has lost all the players it gained with Black Ops 6's launch over the course of 1 month, plus 148k players for Black Ops 6's launch period in October-November, and minus 145k players in December. As you guys can see, these are the stats right here. And again, this is just for Steam alone. So this isn't for Battle.net, this isn't for PlayStation, Xbox, so on and so forth. This is just specifically for Steam. But it is kind of shocking to see that pretty much everybody who has hopped on the game on Steam are now deciding to leave the overall title. Now, again, I'm not saying this is happening anywhere else, but it is kind of concerning to see these type of numbers regardless. And the craziest part about this overall situation is it happened right around Christmas, where people are giving presents and they're buying games for their family members and friends. And Call of Duty is always one of the hottest games to go ahead and pick up around the holiday season. Now, again, yeah, you might see a little bit of a decline around December, depending on how people are, doing and where they're at, if they're, heading over to families' houses to go, celebrate the holiday season. But a whole dip of 145,000 players on Steam when the initial increase was 148,000 is wild to happen around the holiday season. This is more than just people leaving for vacation or leaving for the holiday. This goes way deeper than that. It's because of how the game is being handled. I mean, just go on Twitter. Every single account that I could possibly think of who has been, quote unquote, shilling for Call of Duty over these years and, never anything negative to say. Obviously you have people like me who are going to discuss both the positive and the negatives, but I'm talking about people who will absolutely find no negatives whatsoever. Call of Duty is in its prime. It's doing the best it could ever do. It's amazing, so on and so forth. People are just devastated right now. I mean, look at Charlie Intel, for example. And I'm not saying Charlie Intel, doesn't talk negatively about any of these games, because if you guys don't remember, back in Modern Warfare 2 2022, he actually got his, access towards, certain events stripped because he was being very critical towards Infinity Ward with that game. Rightfully so, because Infinity Ward were just being douchebags to the community and very egotistical and wasn't listening to any feedback, and they left their game in a devastating state after the holiday season. I mean, anybody with a brain knows the situation that Modern Warfare 2 2022 went through. Just go back and look at anybody's content. But although Charlie Intel spoke negatively about Modern Warfare 2 2022, let's be real, he was still a very positive channel. Very positive. Now this time around, not the same, I would say. His whole attitude has shifted. I barely see anything positive posted from Charlie Intel anymore. It's actually kind of shocking. I feel like I'm looking at a blame truth tweet going on here. But no, I mean, all these tweets are being put out by Charlie Intel. I can't believe my eyes, but seriously, the whole scene is shifting right now. And it's not because, the game might have a few rough bugs or a few rough problems here or there. Like I said before, it's the current situation that Activision is holding and also how the community feels when it comes to feedback. All of this stuff is lacking. All of it. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, do I even have to say anything more after showing you guys this tweet? Look at this from the Call of Duty updates page. While everything is getting slapped down, everything is crumbling, this is their main priority now to post up on Twitter. We're investigating an issue where the preview for the Brightmare Bundle's finishing move shows an incorrect animation. Guys, do I have to say anything more? There's 1,001 issues going on with this game right now. Things that are devastating, things that are ruining the experience. And instead of trying to ease the community, calm everybody down, let everybody know that the problems are being acknowledged and they're being worked on, their main priority is to let us know that the bundle animations are being fixed so people can know what they're buying within the store. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why Treyarch and Activision right now are getting so much bad backlash. You did not see this whatsoever during Modern Warfare 3 2023. Like I said, the biggest complaint from the community was pretty much skill-based matchmaking, which eventually they came out with what they called them, the white papers or whatever, and they discussed things, so on and so forth. It wasn't really what the community was looking for, but at the end of the day, Sledgehammer did a phenomenal job with keeping us in the loop. Everything that was wrong with Modern Warfare 3 got addressed. Everything that was a problem got addressed. And everything that we were complaining about later on in the game was resolved, along with adding in so many other core staples that we as the Call of Duty community have been begging all these development teams to introduce for ages, like, for example, recycling streaks and stuff like that. Sledgehammer nailed everything when it came down to the community, so guess what? The community didn't complain. Yes, the game had its fair share of problems. Yes, the game had issues, right? But again, yes, people went out of their way to hyper-focus every issue Modern Warfare 3 had, and that's all they wanted to do. But a lot of people, including myself, hyper-focused all the good stuff because the devs gave us no reason to do any other thing. Treyarch is not doing a good job here. They have made some good changes, I'll admit. They have done some pretty decent stuff for us. But I'm telling you, the negatives overshadow everything these developers have done with Black Ops 6. The way they're lying to us, the way they're getting community noted, the way that skill-based matchmaking is ramped through the roof more than ever, the way that the anti-cheat isn't functioning and the game is packed with cheaters and we have to wait until Season 2 to get any solution, even though the anti-cheat has been in the game for years now. The servers being the same servers since practically day one with zero upgrades, although this franchise brings in millions of dollars, even more money through the microtransactions. Yet nothing is improving. All of these things combined are really making the Call of Duty community snap. And you're seeing right now firsthand that people are finally having enough. And I'm not talking about us as, the Call of Duty community, because let's be real here. YouTube channels, streamers, we are irrelevant. I will say it 1,000 times over. We are irrelevant. We mean nothing, and everything we say does nothing, basically, at this point. There are millions of people out there who, just play Call of Duty to play Call of Duty without listening to any content, without listening to anybody else say what's going on with the game. They just want to play the recent current Call of Duty game. But these Call of Duty games have gotten so bad recently. And again, I'm not talking about like the gameplay and all that stuff. I'm talking about bugs, problems, issues. It's gotten so bad that it can't be ignored whatsoever. It literally can't be ignored, even to the point where the casuals are looking at this and they're like, what is this garbage? I paid $7,100 and they're gouging me for, hundreds of more dollars throughout these event passes and black cells, but they won't use any of this money to fix the actual game. Everybody is finally seeing the real problems here. And you could tell by the player count alone on Steam that a lot of individuals are not happy whatsoever. And Steam is an interesting player count as well, because I'll be real, a lot of the people who are watching content on YouTube or streamers don't give a crap about Steam, right? Steam players are kind of their own breed, if I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of these other players who are watching content are either playing on a PlayStation, an Xbox, so on and so forth. Steam is a lot smaller of a community. Yet they are they're done. The casual audience on PC is getting very riled up. And it's kind of wild to see. But again, this is a very easy solution, is it not? It's a very easy solution. Be open and talk with us, and all of this stuff will change around. But the problem is, I don't think that'll ever happen. But ladies and gentlemen, Activision has pretty much, dug their own grave here. It's been an insane ride. It's been crazy to witness. It's sad because, again, these developers, although, I might be giving Treyarch a lot of crap right now, especially with, how they're being a little egotistical with the community still after all these years. They still put out some decent stuff here. And a lot of these games would be playable if Activision would just do what has to be done to make sure Call of Duty could be in a better spot. But no matter what game we get, it's going to get bashed on. Like I said, even Modern Warfare 3, one of the best COD games we've gotten in the recent years, got destroyed by the community because guess what? Although it was fun, Activision still has so many practices that are incorporated into the game that pushes everybody away. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all next one. Peace out.